Hello, my name is Teresa. I'm a comic artist and illustrator, and today I wanted to talk about 3 thoughts I have about social media. Now, I've been on social media for many years because not in general human terms, but in terms of the internet, I'm an old wooden ship. I'm 36. I've been online since I was 14. I'm posting on social media since I was 16, so 10 years on social media, not as an artist, not trying to market myself, obviously, more as a we went out last night and got drunk, here are the pictures, haha, you look stupid type thing. I was on LiveJournal, I was on Photolog, I was on DeviantArt, I was in a lot of platforms, art or not art related, where I was just exposing my life to people online because I thought that the only people that could potentially be interested in my life would be my friends. I think there was that sort of naivete when the internet started, where we all were sharing everything. We took a picture with our flip phones and uploaded it straight away on Facebook and said, like, with my friends at the park, and then your classmates would be like, oh yeah, where you at? We're gonna meet you. And it was an actual act of social interaction. It was actual social media. People were doing it to connect with their classmates, their friends, their co-workers, their families. That was the whole point. I feel like nowadays, and especially as an adult trying to promote her work online, that is over. That is completely over. I am no longer sharing like what I'm having for lunch. I am more focused on presenting an image of myself as a professional. And as a person that grew up in traditional social media without any curation, without any, Twitter mobs or anything like that, and not that I'm not talking about cancel culture, I'm just talking about the level of curation of opinions and image that you see online nowadays, which didn't exist at all when the internet started. Well, having grown up in that environment, I find it very difficult to adapt to the new environment where you have to actually design your image, like a marketer. I want to go back to the times where social media was actually social, where you were out there to interact with your friends and you didn't stalk any influencers or criticize anyone, because that was not a thing. People were not famous online. Online was just a place like, talking to people on Discord or WhatsApp. It was a media to communicate with people. So that's my struggle number 1, I think, is this level of curation and design behind social posting, which for me is very unnatural because social media for me is just, social. I'm just trying to talk to people. However, I do understand the necessity and the evolution of this environment. I understand that sharing your life, and especially your location with pictures with the world openly, it's ridiculous, it's dangerous, and I can't believe that as teens or young people, we were posting our location and our pictures online all the time. Like I don't know, how about, like, it was weird because on the one hand you did it because maybe you wanted some crush of yours to come by, but at the same time anyone could show up, anyone could see it, and we are now more aware of these dangers. Well, I don't know, I know I am. I don't know if people in general are, but we are more aware of the dangers of sharing your life on the internet now more than ever, because everyone is there and you don't know who's reading you or listening to you. So I think it's positive that we have moved from that very open Wild West environment where we're just socializing to an environment where we either have private accounts or we curate our content. I think it's a positive thing, but I'm still struggling to understand how to communicate in that environment. Why? Because, well, that's not me at all. You know how some people are very polished and they present themselves in very polished ways? Well, that's not me. If you ever met me, I'm the kind of person that has no filters, really. It's not that I say mean things or anything, it's just that I say what's going through my mind, I speak my mind, and sometimes I get into arguments for it, I get into trouble for it, but it's just the way I was raised by my parents. My parents are very honest people. They just straightforward. If you asked your mom, where did grandma go? It's like, she's dead. They weren't the kind of parents that would lie to you. And I think it's a good thing, I think, but not online. That's what I'm trying to say. The kind of person that I am in real life, I think is good, but I don't think it's good for online interactions. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, a second problem I have with posting online is the thought that I am working for free for a multi-million company, and that irks me. And I try to get over it, but it still irks me tremendously. Like, I'm getting angry just thinking about it. If you think about it, back in the day, if you think about traditional media like newspapers or the radio or television or cinema, if you were working in those environments, in those media environments, there were gatekeepers, which is the negative thing, like people that decided who went in and who went out. But the positive thing was, once you were in that environment, you got paid for your job, regardless of how people liked your content. Maybe your show was cancelled, of course, but you would be paid for that work. That season that you did of your show as an editor or as an actor or whatever part you were taking in it, you would be paid for it. And then they would say, well, it was a failure, and we as a company take the losses, cancel it, move on to the next project. Nowadays online we have ginormous companies that make very good profit on the content we provide to them for free, on the hopes that they will favor us with their algorithm, and then we will get paid some money. Do you realize how messed up that is? That you are providing assets to a company, and if they make money for it, they'll give you some pennies. And people can argue, yeah, but YouTube doesn't make that much money with the adverts they're running. It's like, yeah, but it's a lot of people putting a lot of content, and there's a lot of eyes and attention on their platform thanks to the work that we are all putting in here, thanks to all the videos and things we're all putting in here. And this is not only about YouTube, this is about all the platforms, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever. They're all like this. They all rely on us to provide them free content, and all they provide is the platform for us and for the advertisers. And maybe I'm just old school and I just need to get on with the times, but I just think there is a level of imbalance in there that I just don't like. Sure, it's great that there's no gatekeepers, but at the same time, there are people that have been in this platform, and people I know personally that have been in this platform providing content for years, putting their time, energy and effort into this platform, and they've got nothing. Not even a thank you, nothing. Absolutely nothing. They don't even get a few followers. They don't get any chances given by the algorithm. Nothing. Not even a few views. And there is something inside of me that tells me that that's not right. That's just not how you should treat people. But I need to get over it, because that's the business model. Is their company. You either like it or you don't like it. And if you don't like it, you don't take part in it. That's the basic idea. And I agree that's the basic idea, but I still can't get over it fully. And that holds me back when it comes to posting, because I just get annoyed. Like, I'm making this content for these companies that are giving me nothing, that are giving nobody nothing, none of my friends are getting anything. But then again, it's a lie, because I do get jobs through social media, even though I don't utilize it in the way that it's intended. And that's my thing. That's my biggest thing. I don't want to be a YouTuber. I don't want to be an influencer. I don't want to use social media in the way that it's intended in order to be monetized. Because the fact that they will only give me money if I do what they want irks me, and I just can't work in that environment. So I would rather make content that I want to make and that I would be making anyway, that look at the strategies and the top tips to gain a following on these platforms and follow them. And that's headstrong and stupid of me, because I could be making an extra bit of income, but I just can't help it. It's just against my... I don't know, there's something in me that tells me that is wrong, and I just can't do it. So the way I use social media, in case this helps anybody, is I think about it like an advertising platform. Basically, I have a free platform to put in my portfolio, to communicate with people what I'm doing, and to give people information that I find useful. It's a communication tool. So even though I don't use it exactly in the same way I did when I started in the internet, I do curate myself a little bit. Well, a little bit now compared to back then. I curate myself a lot. But even though I do that level of curation, I don't do it to benefit myself in the platform. I do it because I think it's necessary to keep yourself safe in the current internet environment. But on the other hand, that level of curation is my own. I do it for me. I don't do it for the platform. And again, this is not because I am I guess maybe I'm just being headstrong and just refusing to do what the platform wants me to do out of rebelliousness. But I think there is something soul crushing about chasing the algorithm. And so I understand Instagram, for example, as a way to update people on what I'm working on every day. It's like a little tiny mini blog post that I can either do a reel or an IGTV. And I like the flexibility of the platform because I can do it in a live show. And it's just a way of telling people, this is what I'm working on, these are the projects that I have out, this is the drawing I did on the sofa today, just to keep myself accountable and let people that like my work know what I'm doing and what I'm up to. Do my followers go up that way? No, not that much. Not that much. I mean, I'm close to 1,000, but I feel there's this weird thing on Instagram that when I take a break and I stop posting daily, my followers go up a lot. Like, I remember I took a break for about a month and Christmas, and I went to like 1,010, and now I'm back to 996. So like, the more I post, the less followers I have. So I know posting is bad for me, but I still do it because this is my mission. I'm documenting what I'm doing so that people that care know what I'm up to. Why do I do that? Because I hate not knowing what my friends are up to, and whenever I hang out with them on a voice chat, I'm like, so are you still working on that thing? And they're like, no, I stopped that 3 months ago. And it's like, I had no idea. It's so hard to keep up with people. So I like to do that so that people know what I'm up to, because I like to know what people in my life and my friends are up to. Simple as that. So I provide to people what I feel is valuable in other people's Instagrams. There, of course, other Instagrams where there are really cool tutorials and like tips, and I do follow those, and I think they're valuable and I treasure them. But to be honest, I don't think Instagram is a great learning environment. I may catch by chance a tip in anatomy, but that happens like once every 2 years. I'm exaggerating, but it's like, I don't think Instagram is a great learning environment. As for YouTube, I think of YouTube as a way to share things that have been positive for me. Either tutorials, ways of organizing my thoughts or process, or some ideas that I find interesting, such as, this, for example. I'm sharing these ideas because I think that this is something I struggle massively with, because I feel pulled. On the one hand, I want to connect with people and have a genuine presence on social media where people can see what I do, who I am, and they can decide whether they want to follow me, buy my work, or work with me. That's my objective. But when you are on social media, it's so easy to see those arrows going green and saying like, ooh, what did I do right? Why did I get 300 likes on this picture and 37 on this picture? It's impossible not to look at that data, especially if you're an analytical person, and think, where's the pattern? And trying to make sense of it. And then you are playing their game. And they know how to do it. They know how to put the little pie charts and arrows and percentages to drive your analytical side crazy, to try and figure out what they want from you. And there's so many channels here on YouTube, and so many accounts and people that work on trying to figure out, like, what do they want from you, and why do they not tell us? Well, YouTube sort of tells you, but at the same time, the reasons why they push content down or up are still mysterious. And I think that's part of the game. That's part of the game they're playing with us. They're saying, yeah, we want more or less this, give it this. It's like one of those, those clients that don't know what they want, and they want you to do like 1 million sketches for free so that they can figure out what works best as you work for free. That's what social media is that client that doesn't know what they want until they see it, and it annoys me. And I suppose that's all I have to say about social media. I don't want to play their game, but I do want to be here to connect genuinely with people and to give things that I think are valuable, and to present myself in case anyone wants to, do business with me. Why not? So I hope these few thoughts of mine, again, this is not a structured thing as usual, I hope these few thoughts that I have on social media help. I would like to know, how do you all deal with being pulled in these two directions? The direction of I want to connect with people, and sometimes I am pulled by these numbers to want to do well in the platforms. I would like to know how people deal with that, because like those numbers are and those pie charts and stuff, I just want to sit down and analyze them, but at the same time I know like this is the game they want me to play. I don't want to do it, this is stupid. But then again, there's like 5 people out of every 3,000 that make good money on the internet just through social media. So maybe you want to be one of those. I don't want to be an influencer. I want to be a comic artist, and I need to constantly remind myself that when I'm updating on social media. Anyway, I hope you like this little ramble. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.